I've always liked the quiet of the early morning, especially in my little corner of the world, a sleepy suburb, where the most exciting thing is the occasional stray dog wandering down the street. My routine is simple, almost sacred. Every day at 5:30 a.m., I lace up my worn-out sneakers, grab my earbuds, and head out for a jog around the neighborhood. The air's crisp, the street's empty, and the only sound is the rhythmic slap of my feet against the pavement. It's my time to think, to breathe, before the day's chaos creeps in. This morning, though, something feels different. I can't quite place it as I step out onto my porch. The sky is still a bruised shade of indigo, but there's a heaviness in the air, like the world is holding its breath. I shake it off. I'm probably just tired. Work has been relentless lately, and I didn't sleep well, tossing and turning with half-formed dreams I can't remember. I pop in my earbuds, hit play on my usual playlist, and start my loop around the block. The houses are dark, their windows like empty eyes, staring out at nothing. I've lived here my whole life, so I know every crack in the sidewalk, every crooked mailbox. It's comforting in its familiarity. But as I round the first corner, I notice the streetlight at the end of the Maple Lane is out. It's not a big deal, lights burn out all the time, but it casts the stretch ahead into a deeper shadow than usual. I squint, trying to make out the shapes of the trees lining the road, and for a moment, I swear, I see something move. A flicker of motion just beyond the edge of the dark. My stomach tightens, but I laugh under my breath. It's just my imagination, hyped up from too much caffeine yesterday. I keep going, picking up my pace a little. A few minutes later, I'm on Elm Street, the halfway point of my route. There's an old park here, a small patch of grass with a rusty swing set and a weathered bench. I don't usually stop, but today, something catches my eye. A glint of metal near the bench. Curiosity gets the better of me and I slow down, pulling out my earbuds. The silence is immediate, almost oppressive, broken only by the faint rustle of leaves skittering across the ground. I jog over to the bench and see it. A small, tarnished locket lying in the dirt, its chain tangled in the grass. It looks ancient, the kind of thing you'd find in a thrift store or an attic, with intricate carvings on its surface that I can't quite make out in the dim light. I hesitate, but then I reach down and pick it up, brushing off the dirt with my thumb. The metal is cold, unnaturally so, and for a split second, I feel a jolt, like static electricity, shoot through my fingers. I drop it instinctively, my heart thudding, but when I look down, it's just lying there, innocuous. I'm being ridiculous. It's just a piece of junk someone lost. Still, I can't shake the feeling that I shouldn't have touched it. I slip it into my pocket, telling myself I'll turn it into the community center later and start jogging again. That's when I hear it, a low, almost imperceptible hum, like the buzz of a distant power line, but it seems to be coming from everywhere and nowhere at once. I stop, turning my head to pinpoint the source, but there's nothing. Just the empty park, the dark houses, the silent street. My rational mind kicks in. It's probably just a car engine idling somewhere nearby, or maybe my earbuds are acting up. But my gut tells me something else. It tells me to run, to get back home, and lock the door. I ignore it, forcing myself to keep moving, though my steps are quicker now, less steady. The hum doesn't stop. If anything, it grows, weaving into the edges of my hearing like a whisper I can't quite catch. By the time I'm back on my street, the sky has lightened just enough to turn the world gray. I should feel safer, but I don't. The air smells wrong, sharp and metallic, like the tang of rain before a storm, though the forecast said clear skies. I glance over my shoulder, half expecting to see someone or something following me, but the street is empty. Still, the hairs on the back of my neck stand up, and I can't shake the sensation of being watched. I fumble with my keys as I reach my front door, my hands slick with sweat despite the cool morning. Inside, I slam the door shut and lean against it, catching my breath. I'm fine, I'm home. It was just a weird morning, nothing more, but the locket in my pocket feels heavier than it should, pressing against my thigh like a cold stone. I pull it out, holding it up to the kitchen light. The carvings are clearer now, swirling patterns that seem to shift if I stare too long, almost like they're moving. I blink, and they're still again. My imagination, obviously. I set it on the counter, intending to deal with it later, and head to the bathroom for a shower. The hot water helps, easing the tension in my shoulders, but that hum is still there, faint, lurking beneath the sound of the spray. I turn off the faucet, and it's louder now, a vibration I can almost feel in my chest. Wrapping a towel around myself, I step out into the hallway, and that's when I see it. The locket isn't on the counter anymore. It's on the floor, right in the middle of the living room, as if someone placed it there. My breath catches. I live alone. No one could have moved it. I tell myself I must have knocked it off the counter without noticing, but the explanation feels flimsy, like a lie I'm forcing myself to believe. I approach it slowly, my bare feet cold against the hardwood, and as I bend down to pick it up, the hum spikes into a sharp, grating sound, like nails dragging across metal. I freeze, my hand hovering over the locket. The room feels smaller, the shadows in the corners thicker, and I swear I see something shift in my peripheral vision. A shape, tall and thin, standing just beyond the doorway to the hall. I whip my head around, but there's nothing there. My heart is pounding so hard I can hear it, a frantic drumbeat drowning out everything else. I grab the locket, the metal biting into my palm with that same icy jolt, and shove it into a drawer, slamming it shut. I try to go about my day. I make coffee, check my emails, get dressed for work. But the house doesn't feel like mine anymore. Every creak of the floorboards, every flicker of the lights makes me jump. The hum never fully goes away, lingering like a bad dream. By midday, I'm a mess of nerves, jumping at shadows, convinced I'm losing it. I decide I need to get rid of the locket. I don't know why, but I'm certain it's the source of this, whatever this is. I grab it from the drawer, ignoring the way my skin crawls at its touch, and head outside. There's a storm drain at the end of the street. I'll toss it in there, let it be someone else's problem. The walk feels endless, the suburban quiet now suffocating, every rustle of leaves sounding like footsteps behind me. I reach the drain, drop the locket through the grate, and watch it disappear into the darkness below. Relief washes over me. It's gone. I'm free. But as I turn to head back, the hum returns, louder than ever. A keening wail that seems to rise from the ground itself. The air grows heavy, pressing down on me, and that metallic smell is back, stronger, choking. I look around, panicked, and see it. A shadow, impossibly long and distorted, stretching across the pavement from the direction of the drain. It's not cast by anything I can see. There's no one there, no tree or pole to explain it, and yet it moves, inching closer, its edges blurring like smoke. My legs feel like lead, but I force myself to run, sprinting back to my house, the wail growing into a scream that's both soundless and deafening, resonating in my bones. I lock the door behind me, barricading myself in, but I know it's useless. The shadow is inside now, I can feel it. A presence that fills the space, watching, waiting. The lights flicker, then go out, plunging the house into darkness, even though it's the middle of the day. I huddle in the corner of my living room, clutching a kitchen knife I grabbed in blind panic, though I know it won't help. The hum is a chant now, a rhythm of something ancient, something that's been here long before my suburb, my street, my life. I realized with a sickening clarity that picking up the locket was no accident. It was waiting for me or someone like me to claim it, to awaken whatever it's tied to. I can't see it, but I feel its gaze, heavy and malevolent, peeling away the layers of my mind until I'm raw, exposed. Hours pass, or maybe minutes. I can't tell. The darkness doesn't lift, and the presence doesn't leave. It's patient, eternal, and I know I've only delayed the inevitable. I think about running, but where would I go? This thing isn't bound by walls or distance. It's in the air, in the ground, in the very fabric of this place now. I've unleashed something I can't name, something that's been forgotten by time but never gone, and it's claimed me as its tether. The knife slips from my trembling hands, useless against what I can't even see. When the first rays of dawn finally creep through the windows, the hum quiets, and the shadow seems to recede, though I know it's not gone. It's waiting, biding its time. I don't know if I'll make it through another night, or if this thing will follow me wherever I go. Worse, I don't know if it's just me it wants, or if it's already reaching out, searching for others, drawn by the smallest, most innocent actions. A lost trinket picked up, a curiosity indulged. As I sit here, staring at the drawer where I first hid the locket, I can't shake the feeling that it's not over. It's never over. Somewhere out there in the quiet of the suburb, it's still watching, still whispering, waiting for the next person to stumble into its grasp.